All the world holds dear is but a backdrop of constant motion. I stand before it, alone and unchanging.
It is settled, then. Please excuse me, and enjoy—
Thank you for arranging everything for us, Malus. Excuse me, miss. Do you need anything from us?
Hey, Navia's all quiet. This isn't like her at all.
I'm sorry that I only came to visit after all this time. If it's about that, there's no need to apologize. After my husband died, But aren't all of those things nothing compared to the loss of Jacques? I can understand the kind of—
You don't understand at all.
I didn't know how to face you. Because I didn't know what I could— I know. Only the full truth could— I'm sorry. I appreciate the sentiment, but you don't have to carry all that guilt. On the matter regarding my husband, my daughter and I have more or less found our answer already. Would you mind sharing it with me? I really can't believe that my father could ever bring himself to shoot Jacques. I always knew that my husband's money was earned through others' suffering. He told me countless times that if he could turn back the clock, he would never go into the synth business again. He had many regrets, and felt that he took the idea of providing for his family too literally. For the longest time, he thought Mora was everything. So when Mr. Callis came to him with a proposal, he accepted it almost immediately. He tried to be as careful as he could, but even so, he was still found out by the higher-ups.
They found out about his betrayal?
Papa didn't say that exactly, but Papa did tell me that I should never be ungrateful.
Before he left that day, he told me that he had no choice. It was only later that I realized it was his final farewell to the two of us. Realized it was his final farewell to the two of us. Realized it was his final farewell to the two of us. Came to him with a proposal, he accepted it almost immediately. He tried to be as careful as he could, but even so, he was still found. Came to him with a proposal, he accepted it almost immediately. He tried to be as careful as he could, but even so, he was still found. Came to him with a proposal, he accepted it almost immediately. He tried to be as careful as he could, but even so, he was still found. Came to him with a proposal, he accepted it almost immediately. He tried to be as careful as he could, but even so, he was still found. I don't know that for sure. Came to him with a proposal, he accepted it almost immediately. Which is why I'm the one who should feel guilty. He tried to be as careful as he could.
But Mama,
but even so,
why is Papa's? Papa always wanted to.
Well, things aren't always as...
Yeah.
Then you should hold on to that. If a good man had to do a bad thing,
to him with a
regardless of what...
He accepted it almost
which
immediately.
is why I'm the
one who should
for
feel
everything
guilty.
you've told me.
He tried to be as careful as he
will
could.
definitely
Mama,
find the truth.
Why is Papa's?
The
Papa
current state of
always
things
wanted to.
is not something I'm willing to just sit back and accept.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Then you should hold on to
I'm
that.
very grateful to hear
If
this
a good
from you.
man had to do a bad thing,
to him with a proposal.
regardless of what
your personality is quite different from your father, one who should
for
feel
everything
your
you told me,
determination.
will definitely find the truth.
Why is Papa's?
The current
Papa
state of
always
things
wanted
is
to.
not something I'm willing to just sit back and accept.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Then you should hold on to that.
Very
You really, that's...
Are you okay, Navia?
I'm fine. Don't worry. Let's investigate the 3 suspects next. Florence should be nearby, and we should be able to find Thierry.
Greetings, boss. How may I be of assistance today?
I'm sure you've heard about what happened.
Yeah, I've heard.
It also, after my partner here, can you do me a favor?
After that, my first but when I got...
So you also...
Indeed. Reason being, but according to about the clothes left at the scene that you mentioned. Do you think there was a third person that...
At least from our perspective, the gun he was holding...
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So you're saying Mr. Callus ended up with the gun because he seized it? But hold on, he didn't even want it. Did he lose all faith?
About that, I'll tell you everything. Once...
I understand. And if I made many people, but it was Mr. No matter what others...
Don't worry. You and all our other comrades at the Spina deserve to know the truth as well.
My apologies. It's just...
Intel is just like teachers. You gotta invest a lot before you get started. Intel is just like teachers. You gotta invest a lot before you get started.
Inactivity serves no purpose whatsoever.
Intel is just like teachers. You gotta invest a lot before you get started. Intel is just like teachers. You gotta invest a
All
lot
the
before you
world
get
holds
started.
dear is but a backdrop of constant motion. I stand before it, alone and unchanging. The world remains constant over the centuries, but human life is like the dew at dawn, or a bubble rising through water. Transitory.
Welcome to Palais Mermona.
Hey, Thierry! It's
Oh, now, what brings you here, Miss Navia? I've heard that you made quite the name for yourself at the Opera House.
Oh, so you've caught news of that already.
Oh, okay.
Are you sure there isn't a...
I mean, where I work is really up to me. Let's just say Callus did a fantastic job running the town. It would be next to impossible. Anyway.
Ah, yes. What happened at the Opera House?
If you want to go through the
That'd be much...
Of course. Why do you ask?
Well, you see, so... if you...
If I had to make an analogy, when you order a dish, the chef will make it for you. You can ask the chef to cook, but not to massage your shoulders or carry your baggage. If you try to make unreasonable demands, the chef would just think you're out of your mind and ignore you completely. The same goes for me and my Gardamex. Removing a serial number is also not as easy as you might think. There are a lot of complex steps to it, and it's almost impossible to keep it a secret. So I can promise you, those mecha were definitely private units. They're certainly not cheap. So, whoever their owner is must be super rich, powerful, or both. Now that you mention it, though, being in the synth business would definitely be profitable enough to afford this.
Oh, then you're officially in the clear, Thierry.
Oh, well, thank you for the vote of confidence, Navia. Jokes aside, I'd like to wish you all the best with your investigation. I'll be staying in the city for a little while, so just come find me if you need any support from the guards.
Inactivity serves no purpose whatsoever.
Hello. How may I help you? I'm here to see Marcel. Could you please let him know? You can just say Navia's looking for him. Sure. I will let him know right away.
Navia, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm not as young as I used to be, so my legs are...
Oh, it's all right, Uncle Mark. I just wanted to talk to you.
Yes,
Oh!
that's right. I also witnessed her to beat the Hydro Archon at her own game on her own turf. I can already imagine everyone in Fontaine discussing...
Oh.
Apologies. It's just how Fontaine is as a nation. Everyone loves drama and theatrics.
Uncle Marcel, you've also noticed that other thing, right? The fact that humans can dissolve in water?
Yes, I was reminded of your father's case right away. Is that what you're investigating now?
Exactly. I still don't have much solid proof, but I can sense that the other side has already begun to act.
Oh, and what makes you say that?
We were attacked on Araneus by some unnumbered Gardamex. And there was also an attempt to get me to drink water from the primordial sea. If not for the vigilance of my...
Oh, you get...
Alas, but rest assured, Navi, if anyone dares to lay their hands on you there, the Confrérie of Cabriere will use its funds to the last Mora to bring them to
Thank you, Uncle Marcel. But I don't intend to go into hiding. Do you have any new thoughts on my father's...
About that. Sorry, my age is catching up with me, so it'll take me a while to recall my memory. The Confrérie was responsible for that banquet, so I was out and about the whole time making sure things were running smoothly. I didn't even have the time to drink with the guests. Then I heard the sound of a gunshot, and the rest was history.
Oh, it's okay.
Sounds good. Just let me... All my wealth comes from Callus's pay...
We've talked to all three suspects, purely based on their conversations with me.
None of them sounded particularly suspicious.
I suppose... Anyway.
But where should we start? Ah, you're right! Flora mentioned that Callus probably only ended up with the gun because of circumstance. That makes sense.
According to Jacques' family members, he already told them that he had been discovered, and that he had no...
So, Jacques fired the first shot?
Oh? And why is that?
Ooh, that's a good point. Jacques probably already knew that he was just being used as a tool for murder. And once he had completed his mission, he'd be of no more use to his boss.
So, what would make more sense from his perspective would be to turn his back on the Order and seek protection from my father. Makes sense. Besides, Jacques, it's obvious that our enemy has become more antsy after the secret of the primordial.
Do you think he knew even—
Given everything that's happened since, it's quite possible. But who among the three suspects would have the ability to control privately owned Gardamex? Thierry, you say? But
Yeah, if the mecha were taken from the guards, it should be pretty easy to find out when and how that happened.
Florent? It is true that he was closest to my father, and thus had the best, but...
So you're saying—
Exactly. He can't. And even if he could, I don't think he would be able to Uncle Marcel? And with funds from the Confrérie, it's still really hard for me to... Also, who could it be? You know, if you think everything through, Uncle Marcel is indeed the most suspicious of them all.
Could we be missing other suspects? Malus didn't know about the people—
Malus has always been very reliable, and the suspect is knowledgeable about... Even if I don't want to believe it, I'm starting to see how things could all...
Well, we still have another trump card on top of all the theorizing and speculating.
Yes. We need far...
Navia, here you are. Oh, I've been looking for you.
Huh?
Yeah,
Wasn't that place built
I know. But they said the person they're putting on trial is a Fatui harbinger called Tartaglia.
What? Is that someone you know?
Yeah, we know him. Maybe even a little too—
Well,
Wait, how? None of our investigations have had anything to do with him.
that's what I thought was strange about it, so I came to tell you the news right away. If the charge against him stands, then it'll be next to impossible to get the guards to support any of...
Right. Because they'll think they've already
Yeah. And it'll...
Huh? Split up? What do you mean? Since this is you're right. I won't have any chance of making that charge stick, though, unless we find more evidence. It'll be up to...
We'll help you.
Demoiselle, please allow us to accompany you.
I'm ready.
Ah, Malou, Silver. When did you two get here?
We heard that you'll be leaving Poisson and figured that you might require our assistance. It's our hope that your confidence...
See you then. Now that Navia has set out for Aranias, we should also get going. The location has already been marked on the map, so let's head over.
all the world holds dear is but a backdrop.
Anything I can help you with? Positions. Yeah. Yeah. That hurt a little. Yeah. Shadows of fate.
Scatter! Yeah! Spring forth!
Dance with the waves! Written in the stars! Inazuma shines eternal!
A walk would be nice.
Solidify! Stabilize!
Shine down!
Yeah! Solidify!
Propagate! There is no escape! Shine down! Let me scribe! There is no escape!
Stabilize! I will have order!
Shine down!
Scatter!
Fate is upon you! Torn to oblivion! Illusion shattered! space!
Solidify! This is order!
There is no escape! Shine down!
Stabilize!
Illusion shattered!
Rise!
There is no escape! Delved into destiny!
Order guide you! Gather!
Anything I can help you with?
Shadows of fate! Shine down!
Propagate!
Written in the stars! Now you shall perish! Illusion shattered!
With all my strength! Deep breath. You're about
Benny's adventure team, assemble!
is no escape!
Scatter!
Position. Yeah.
All eyes on me! Decided by destiny!
Torn to oblivion!
Propagate!
Illusion shattered!
What?
There is no escape!
Let me
Propagate!
Fate is upon you!
Inazuma shines eternal! Illusion shattered! Insolent!
Gonna be epic! Benny's it!
Inactivity serves no purpose whatsoever.
loses info, the synth production base is underwater. Let's go and try to find the entrance. So this is the entrance that leads to the synth production base. It sure doesn't seem out of the ordinary at all. You're right. An important place like this is bound to have a ton of protective measures and mechanisms. Navia's probably arguing up a storm right now to stall for us.
It would appear that I must repeat my question again. Do you accept the charge that you are the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
To be perfectly honest, I don't understand your country's complicated court system, or the reason why I'm being charged with something I've never even heard of. However, I did hear that people who have been charged can choose to participate in a duel to clear their name, in which case, as long as I accept the charge, I've got to admit, that's one of the most enticing offers I've ever received. When I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back. Real disappointment.
Hey! Don't you understand?
Oh? Sounds like the Hydro Archon wants to lecture me on the ways of the... Then why don't you duel me too? I'm the kind of student that learns...
Alas, it would appear that communication with the defendant is... In that case, let me explain everything from the very beginning again.
That case had nothing to do with him! You've got the... Huh? What's going on?
Why is she interjecting again?
I told you it couldn't be one of the Fatui Harbingers.
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've interrupted the court proceedings. I only tolerated your behavior last time because you were able to provide the court with a key. But that was an exception rather than standard court protocol.
Oh, please. Did you ever think I had any respect for this place's pointless theatrics? We can put that discussion aside for now. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm here to charge the true culprit behind the scene. And if my charges prove true, then Tartaglia here will be proven innocent by default. Correct?
Oh. A young lady has charged in and offered to clear my name. So, Your Honor, is there nothing else for me to do?
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted. Now then, Miss Navia, who is the person you would like to charge instead?
That person is... Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabriet.
Huh? What confrérie?
never heard.
I've heard of them, but weren't they
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Please let me remind you, Miss Navia, that charging someone is an incredibly serious matter. Committing to... And if the charge fails, depending on the circumstances, you may also...
Yes,
In that case, I declare the charge to be valid. Miss Navia, members of the guards, please contact Mr. Marcel right away. Mr. Marcel, you will not require an attorney. Is that correct?
Apologies. It all just happened so quickly. I still haven't figured out what's going on. I think an attorney won't be necessary. This is probably just...
Very well. In that case, since both sides...
I would like to take everyone back to 3 years ago. To the only through elucidating...
Navia, do you really think that I was the one who killed your father? Come on. Why would I do that? Callus was my benefactor, and remember, both you and I only ran to the scene when we heard the sound of a gun. If that's enough to make me a suspect, wouldn't that make everyone at that banquet a suspect as well?
I think there's no point in getting into the specifics right now. The audience doesn't even have the big picture yet. Even I'm...
Exactly correct, Your Honor. I must refresh everyone's memory about that case before I can explain my charge and...
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage. On the day of the murder, Spina di Rosula hosted a large banquet in a countryside estate owned by the Confrérie of Cabrières. During the banquet, all attending guests heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. When the guests arrived at the scene, they found the primary suspect, Callus, holding a gun, while his acquaintance, Jacques, lay dead from a... The guards' investigation did not recover any other firearms from the scene. As a result, they concluded that the suspect's first shot must have missed, while the second must have taken Jacques' life. The suspect did not dispute this conclusion, and also declined to defend himself in court. Instead, Callus was defeated by champion duelist Clarande in the ensuing duel, and soon succumbed to the injuries. These are the known facts about the case.
The one with the motive to kill was Jacques, not my father. And even so, Jacques still had no reason to pull the trigger. In truth, the third person shot Jacques first, and was shot in turn by my father when my father seized the gun from him. After that, the true culprit turned the third person into water. Thank you for the summary, Your Honor. Of course, the guard's conclusion appeared quite However... Something's not right. Let me think for... Something's... A pile of clothing was found at the scene. The guards once believed they were used by Jacques as a... But now, since it was raining that day... The testimony of the victim's family confirms that Jacques had thoughts of assassinating Callus when he set out for the banquet. However, in the end, he reconsidered, and instead shared everything with Callus, hoping to seek the latter's This assassin first shot Jacques, then turned to shoot... Realizing this, the true culprit caused the hired assassin to dissolve into water.
that's what happened. Wait, you're telling me something as dangerous as water from the primordial sea has been used for all these years?
What a great theory. It also explains Callus's and Jacques' respective motives.
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being charged with the crime. You should provide a rebuttal if you wish to prove your...
But I think I agree with everything Navia just said. In fact, there was nothing in her speech that directly implicated me.
Then, may I ask some questions? In my opinion, we primarily need to determine 1. Do you have the evidence to back up your...
I'm afraid not.
Boo! If you don't have any evidence, you should just go...
I may not have the evidence with me, but I know where I could go to collect it. If we look up the deserted clothes against a record of people who went missing around this, we should be able to find a match. Considering the serial disappearances case, the guards probably kept careful records of all missing persons.
That makes sense to me. Monsieur Neuvillette, I would consider this to be a reasonable...
Why do I feel like Farina's acting a little different?
Maybe she's scared of embarrassing herself again.
Alternatively, she's become more diligent after charging an innocent citizen in the last trial.
My second question has to do with the ensuing duel. If then, why didn't Mr. Callus explain himself in court? If he had testified that a person had been dissolved.
I've thought about this too, and the answer is actually pretty simple. He felt there were things that were more important to him. The dissolving power of water from the primordial sea is an important secret for the true culprit of the serial disappearances case. My father could have exposed it at that time. What was certain, however.
Boss once told me...
What? If the secret had got... Of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of the... But what good would that do? Had this opera happen, but by staying silent, I was able to become... And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge...
So, you mean to say, your father intended to die in the duelist's...
That's right.
Do you have an...
Of course, all you need... I don't need your apology. But since he entrusted...
As a champion duelist, I've fought many battles and taken a countless number of dishonored in my line of work. I've seen all kinds of people give their all for the faintest hope to continue living. Some were to just one look and I can tell if a duelist is hoping to live, or if I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callus never intended to leave the ring alive.
Since that's your testimony...
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have...
Right? What she said was fascinating, but kind of beside...
Wait, weren't they just talking about the serial disappearance?
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are connected. In my father's case, the culprit intended to kill both Jacques and Callus. As a result, they planned to act after... And, at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone because they realized they were at risk of being identified. The culprit could only time their actions so precise. Coincidentally, Marcel attended both the banquet and the trial.
So that's why you suspected me. Even after hearing your reasoning, I still can't help but find it a little preposterous. I'm used to it, though.
No need to appeal to...
I won't try to... On top of that, does a person have to be physically... I know that even with that, you might still think you can reduce the list of suspects with some further investigations, until I'm the only... Alas, who won't feel at least a little hurt by an But if I were to dismiss this completely, you'd also think I'm not being considerate of your feelings. Ah, well... Let Uncle Mark... Do you know what the biggest flaw in your...
I suppose you're gonna tell me anyway.
It's timing. I'm a businessman by trade. From that standpoint, there's no reason for me to... In addition, but the
I do apologize, Demoiselle.
No, it's not your fault. I'm sure...
Is there anything else you'd like to say? Would you like to check the date of my first... You can also take a look at my border entry records, or ask my friends and family when I left Snezhnaya. Could those records and testimonies do something to appease the unspeakable anguish in your...
Seems like she got the wrong guy. At this rate, Navia will be convicted for falsely accusing him.
I think you've done a superb job of dissecting your father's feelings as he neared the end of his life. But aren't you going against all of his wishes and expectations? He wished for you to become more rational, collected, and conscientious. Once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings and to stop rushing headlong into things, you'd have—
This isn't just about me. And it never has been. The biggest difference between me and the rest of the victims is that I still have the ability to search for the truth. While that same agency has long— the people whose families were destroyed by synth abuse, the people who lost their loved ones to the serial disappearances, and the people who suffered tragic ends due to their sense of justice. Many people's images are flashing before my eyes. And whose image is it? A man named Vache? Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
I was waiting for you to
Shine down! Illusion shattered!
Let's light it up!
Scatter!
Get out of here! Out of the way! Why do they never miss?
Whoa! The floor is going up! Is it because of this mechanism in the middle? That guy really prepared a lot of stuff for this place. Paimon thinks we need to go up, but Paimon doesn't see a way. Let's take a look around. Maybe we'll find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way up. The water level is rising! Now we can swim to the top! But this is still a ways away from where we need to go.
Take cover!
Shadows of...
Get out of here! Out of the way! Ow!
Shine down! Illusion shattered!
Scatter!
Out of the way!
There is no escape!
Off we go!
Scatter!
Illusion shattered!
Let me scry! Get out of here! Out of the way!
Adventure time! Off we go!
Now the path is clear! Let's go!
Let's light it up!
Get out of here! That's gonna hurt in the morning.
Shine down!
Delve into deck. I'm going in! Written in the stars.
Germinate!
Torn to oblivion!
Scatter!
Let me scribe.
There is no escape!
After all that, we fought. Though, as expected, the mastermind isn't here. That's right. Then let's hurry up and find some evidence so we... What's all this? Pink accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box. Oh, Paimon sees it too, but why are all these... Huh? You mean the girls from the serial disappeared and then they were turned into... and all the boxes of things? These names... What's this over here? Looks like some kind of experiment. The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Female specimens 22, 23... Sorry, traveler. Paimon will try her best. How can someone write something that terrible and you read the rest? Paimon's too scared to keep going. So that's why... Did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane! Huh? Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. You mean Vache is the one who did all of these... experiments? So that's it! No, that's not it either! If that's the case, what? In any case... Whoa! There's so much synth here! And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just just contain the mixing in progress. Whoa, there's even fruit-flavored synth? Yep. Written. Callus. Navia's father. Oh, this seems to be an investigation report. This should prove the existence of the third person, right? We still have the old dogs. He can act when I concur. Let's sense. Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups. Oh, look! There's an important-looking basin over here, and it's full of water. That means this is where they make all the synth. If you dilute it with Paimon, we'll take We've looked at almost everything here. Yeah, we haven't found anything that reveals. No wonder even Nervalette wasn't able to find anything. That way, even if we bring all this back to the opera, we won't be able to identify the true culprit. Sure thing. Nothing at all! And Paimon can't even find snacks either! Whoa, really? Let Paimon see! Vignier. Isn't that Vache's lover's name? Then you found her diary! Aw, it's just a normal diary chronicling their love story. She was so sweet, too. So many! A whole page's worth! But they're all crossed out. Was the final name she decided on Marcel? Wait, but Marcel's pretty old. Has this case been going on for so long that he's Vache and Vignier's grown son?
And whose image do you see? Is it a man named... Oh, so you do know...
I'm merely surprised.
I was waiting for... Navia! We're back! As expected of my partner. I just knew...
Just how often do you intend to flout the rules of this?
It's all right, Monsieur Nervalette. Given their confidence, I expect they've...
But the truth of it, Marcel, is that you've always been Vache.
Huh?
We've investigated your lair, and we already know everything. After your lover, Vignier, was dissolved, you kept abducting young women to experiment on the hopes of bringing her back to you. You even created Marcel as a new identity, and destroyed all records of your past as Vache.
So that's it. Even the villains in opera performances rarely go that far. And with that, Marcel's motive has now been established.
This information regarding your past also dismantles your prior timing defense. Well, Marcel, do you know where you went wrong? You fixated your gaze on the lover that passed away, instead of paying attention to the living people around you. So, you never noticed how we changed, or how we grew as individuals.
You also never understood.
Or our determination to see things.
Your determination.
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if you would like to defend yourself.
Do you really think I want... Pay attention to you? What for? Have you ever paid attention to me? No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades ago, even the office, they said there's no... Well, now you know, don't you? Ha! Well, it's too late now. All those who were dissolved are... You only have yourselves to blame. You set up this ornate opera house in pursuit of your soul. Vignier is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes. But I'm not from this blasted place. So I...
Hey, is that water from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
I can't dissolve! Can't dissolve! Can't dissolve! Do you all see? I can't go! I can't follow. So if I can't go where she is, what? I did all of that. I spent my...
The suspect is exhibiting signs of mental distress. Guards, please restrain him.
Don't touch me! Don't anybody come near me! Please!
At this point,
Fine by me. I was in a bad mood, but after a show like that, I'm actually feeling pretty good.
Traveler, please submit all the evidence you have collected to the guards, so that I might review and summarize the truth behind this. The man now known as Marcel was originally named Vacher and worked as an adventurer with his partner and lover Vignier. During an underwater expedition, Vignier accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea and was dissolved in front of Vacher as a result. Vacher learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young women for research, with the goal of discovering a method to restore Vignier back to... To cover his tracks, he invented the new alias of Marcel and began to operate a business in Poisson. During the course of his research, Vacher discovered that a diluted concoction of water from the primordial sea. However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued research and expanded the scope, he came into conflict with Spina di Rosula. After exchanging blows with Spina di Rosula for many years, Vacher decided to assassinate their president Callus at a banquet. Although the assassination did not... And just recently, Vacher attempted to frame Linny as the culprit of the serial disappearances case, using a similar method. However, his attempt to frame Linny failed, and the power of water from the primordial sea became public. Thus concludes the enigmatic history of the serial... The Oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against... According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Vacher is guilty.
Guards! Take Vacher.
Good. It's what he deserves.
With that, the serial disappearance...
We really just witnessed history. Who would have thought that...
Yippee! We helped Navia bring the... He's hurt so many innocent people and now he's finally... Huh? Are you okay?
Demoiselle, you were absent.
A day our late boss had always hoped for.
Yeah.
See, well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served, past wrongs have been righted, and it's a big ol'... Since it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way, I've still got some business to attend.
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
What now? None of...
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a charge against you, a verdict must also be made regarding the initial charge before...
Oh, come on. Is this really necessary? Haven't you already caught the real criminal? Isn't it time for side characters like me?
Please respect the laws of Fontaine. This has always been the rule.
All right, but this sure is a lot of hassle.
Through evidence presented in the public trial that was just held, it has been established that Mr. Tartaglia has no direct connection to the guilty party has been identified, and thus it is logical to suppose Mr. Tartaglia is innocent of the... We now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, guilty.
What?
Hey! That's not funny! Didn't you just say I'm supposed to be innocent? What's with this verdict? Is your justice machine malfunction?
Huh? This has never happened before. The Oratrice actually returned a different verdict from the Chief Justice.
I mean, have you ever heard of an innocent Fatui Harbinger? Do you think the Oratrice might have just convicted him on
But weren't the charges about the serial disappearances case? No matter what else he's guilty of, it shouldn't affect the verdict in this case, right?
The judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale is, by law, the final verdict of the court. We must... Guards, please take the suspect into custody per court protocol.
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke. You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
I am sorry. If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld.
Hey, Monsieur Nouvelette, what's going on? Shouldn't they have been cleared already?
Apologies. This is also the first time I've encountered such a situation. However, according to the rules established at the conception of Fontaine's court system, the Oratrice's judgment is the final. All I do is follow court procedure. As for why the Oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you should probably ask someone more knowledgeable than me.
Why are you looking at me? I had nothing to do. I don't know what happened there either.
What does Lady Farina mean by that?
She says she has no idea either, but that's impossible.
Yeah, so are the verdicts reliable or not? Can results like this really be called...
My dearest citizens, did you really think we'd allow an incorrect verdict to be handed out in the... Don't tell me. You thought even I had been blindsided by the...
But the way she looked just now, it was pretty obvious she had no idea what was going...
However, given the state of things, I shall give you an explanation. Of course, if you thought Child had nothing to do with the serial disappearances, everything he's done, not to mention the danger he poses, are beyond ordinary comprehension and completely all shall be revealed in time. You will come to understand my noble... Now, having said that, although
So she chose to make her escape after all, did she?
So you're saying we shouldn't put much stock into what she just...
She probably just put on that performance to save face. However, please be assured...
All right, after all...
Seems like the stories here never have a happy ending.
All the world holds dear is but a backdrop of constant motion. I stand before it, alone and unchanging.
Hey, what are you doing? Quick, stop!
Traveler! Hey! Traveler!
Marcel! What are you doing over here?
Stop resisting arrest! Cease!
No, wait! I just want to ask the Traveler something. I'm not looking to run away. Please, please, just let me ask this one small thing.
Go on.
Thank you. Thank you. I was being led away when I finally realized something. Where did you first hear the name Vacher? I erased all records of that name.
Are you still trying to prove your innocence? Give it up. You've already been convicted.
Really? You did? You're sure? You met her? But how could that be? How did you manage to do it? The Fountain of Lucine? Then she's been so close to me all along. And I just never... Please give me a chance to talk to her again. Just let the Traveler take me to the fountain to see her one last time.
What? Give an inch and you want to take a mile?
This request.
Of course! Wait.
Humans. Will they betray the instinct to live just to satisfy spiritual needs? Very well.
Your Honor.
I will go with him. You do not...
Thank you. Thank you, Your...
Lady Farina hasn't changed one bit.
Is this the place? You said she's here, but what do I need to do to see her?
Yeah, and even Paimon could hear her after drinking that thing.
Vache!
Ah!
Yes, that's it. So you...
Vignier, it's me!
Vache?
I'm here! I'm here! Where are you, Vignier? I'm coming for you.
Hey, wait!
Vignier, is that you? It's me, Vache! Vignier!
Vache? Why did you come? Didn't I say... You...
It's been more than 20 years. All this time. I must be true. Vignier, you are my everything. I really don't know how I could live without...
But Vache... If not for you, if not for you, it's all because...
You... Wait.
You're right. Every woman who died by your hand, as our bodies dissolved, our consciousnesses flowed back to... Our thoughts circulated endlessly. I'm Cressy. I'm Lemony. I'm Azine. The only one I am not is...
Why?
She doesn't want to see you anymore. Every tendril... This is what you... But did you ever... You are a liar, a heartless murderer, and a cowardly narcissist. The only thing you are not is Vignier's beloved. From the moment your first...
No! Yeah!
You still don't But on top of... She said that because she knew that if you did come here, we will show no...
Vache.
Vache? 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 Drown.
Finally, we have some time to do shopping. Gosh, it's really been a long time since we've been able to relax.
Oh, well met, partner. I knew something great was going to happen when I woke up in such a good mood today.
Even this weather can't put a damper on the demoiselle's mood.
It's a pleasure to see you both again.
Oh, hey, Navia!
Oh. Everyone from this time, though.
It's been the...
Well... Huh? Yeah, I believe the story. To be fair, she was trying to leak...
Oh, yeah?
Anyway... Oh, and...
Oh,
it was thanks to...
Oh, that...
Anyway,
what is it?
I should pay a visit, and on top of that...
Miss Navia.
Indeed.
Sure thing.
And in that case...
Yeah.
Huh? Isn't that Nervalette? Why would the Chief Justice be here? Huh?
My apologies. I should have...
Don't say that.
Sorry about...
Oh, I wanted to show my father how much I've grown.
In that case, I will stop apologizing for now.
In any case.
There was once a time when I did... Oh, rather than... Which is also why I believed that Mr. Callus proved me, if not for his... Mr. Callus, and in the end, a justice. So, you asked me why I came here. I just wanted this regret. That high and mighty chair in the opera Epicles indeed insulates one from many important things. Spina di Rosula, thank you so much for your hard...
So, you're...
Sorry about that.
So let's not disturb... Paimon's never paid Huh? Oh no. Anyway, Neuvillette is still
Oh, it's you. I see. Please feel free. Though outsiders, you helped us solve one of the greatest mysteries in Fontaine, and it... My apologies. However, for many years, as a divinely... Not only can... Which is all to say... I was not... In any case, based on... While we do intend... If we did...
If you ask Paimon...
Is there...
So...
Truthfully, that... There used to be a special seat most of... But today, what Vache discovered must have been some... Indeed. Why, to be frank, is there... That the sea level... Does that appropriate...
That's right!
Yes, rumors have...
A prophecy?
2 parts of the Speaking of, if the rumors were...
But with Farina being the way she is, can we really trust her?
Is there... Your sibling? Another blonde-haired traveler? If she ever stepped foot in Fontaine, I'm sure she followed our laws to the letter, and had no reason to appear on the... Is there anything else? Very well. It will soon be time for me to leave.
You really...
Crime and villainy do not have the day off.
Alright, Tom. Huh? Paimon just noticed that the rain has stopped. You know, we've been walking around for a while now. Why don't we go back to the Spina di Rosula... Navia said something about having a place ready for us there, didn't she? Come on, let's go!
Illusion shattered! Delve into destiny!
Propagate!
Take cover! Why do they never miss? Yeah. Even better than I imagined. It's my lucky day. Off we go. There is no escape.
Scatter!
Let's light it up!
Propagate!
me scry!
Scatter!
I'll keep this close. Propagate!
Let's go gather some samples. I think we can forego the lost and found report. Keep up. Keep up. Keep up. Keep up. Keep up.
Keep up. Can't see.
Delved into destiny.
You...
Ad Astra. Thank you for. Ad Astra.
Gosh, all I can think about is Diluc.
Mondstadt welcomes you.
Inactivity serves no purpose whatsoever.